And welcome back as we continue our journey through the book of Acts. Today we finish chapter 23, and it's been an interesting story so far, where we have seen Paul on the verge of being ripped to shreds, saved by a tribune, by a Roman citizen who didn't believe in Jesus. Then we learned of a conspiracy for Paul to be killed on his way to a trial, only to be overheard by his young nephew who would speak up to the tribune that would ultimately save Paul's life. And how God went above and beyond and provided 470 soldiers to protect Paul. So we pick up our story today, and we're going to be in verses 31 through 35, and we're going to get a portion of Scripture, pull out a timeless truth. Let's dive in. So the soldiers, according to their instructions, took Paul and brought him by night to Antipatris. Let's go with that. And on the next day they returned to the barracks, letting the horsemen go on with him. When they had come to Caesarea and delivered the letter to the governor, they presented Paul also before him. On reading the letter, he asked what province he was from, and when he learned that he was from Cilicia, he said, "I will give you a hearing when your accusers arrive." He commanded him to be guarded in Herod's praetorium. By the end of the chapter, Paul had reached his destination, safely under Roman protection. Meanwhile, the 40 men who had sworn the oath to not eat nor drink until Paul was dead vanish from the story. Luke doesn't tell us whether they starved or they compromised their vow, but either way, their rage and hostility came to nothing. What seemed like a serious threat was silenced by God's protection and provision. The absurdity of their oath stands out. If they had kept it, they would have been dead in less than 2 weeks, while Paul lived on, confined in one of the safest places in the region, surrounded by guards and walls. The contrast is crazy. While these men wasted their energy plotting Paul's destruction, Paul pressed forward in obedience to God's call. Their anger may have burned in them until their dying day, but it accomplished nothing. Paul, on the other hand, did not lose sleep over the threats. Instead, he trusted the Lord, prayed, and remained faithful. So this reminds us that not everyone will celebrate your calling or your success. Some may even hope for your failure. Yet their bitterness does not define your future. Like Paul, your task is to keep your eyes on God's mission, trusting that his protection will always outlast the schemes of those who oppose you. And so, church, I just want to encourage you today that you too would rest in the assurance that God is with you, that his plan is higher than any other person's plan, including yours, and that he will see you through every single day. Have courage. Do not be afraid. He is always with you. And maybe you do have someone that dreads you and that doesn't like you. Pray for them. I know it's a challenge. It's hard for me to say. I'm doing it myself for people in my life, but pray. God will continue to mold your heart and work on their hearts as well. God bless.